Recently, the Belted Cow Company visited Maine artist Eric Hopkins at his Rockland studio to learn about what inspires his art and design and to watch him create a new Belted Cow belt.
Hey, Belted Cow! Welcome to Eric Hopkins Gallery. Fish are everywhere. And when I was a little kid, my family had a fish market. And we'd throw the guts overboard. The fish market was over the water. And so I'd look down and this sunlight coming through the real green water. Harbor pollock would come swimming around. I'd see this green water, this yellowy green, great water, and see these fish just kind of schooling around. Always like to catch fish. My father had a party fishing boat when I was a real little kid, and I went with him and caught my first fish. It was beautiful sky, blue sky day, deep green water. It was just great being out there in the boat. And I was going to show my mother this fish when I got home. When I get it home, it was just this old gray dead fish, which was kind of disappointing. So I painted right on the fish directly with my poster paints. And that was kind of cool. And then a few days later, she threw it away. She said it stinks. So then I started painting fish on paper. So there's opportunity in things that don't go your way. I think another part of the fish, they're all different. Schools are great. But they're all made of this mass thing, and you'll see like a flock of birds, a school of fish, you'll see them all going one direction and then turn around dark. So there's this whole school of fish, which is way different than an individual fish, which is what you see on your plate when you eat it. I always liked to go smelt fishing when I was a kid. Again, there's something about the whole cycle, the cycle of like the salmon going upstream to spawn, the whole life, the prolific quality of fish, where there are billions of eggs in those fish, and they go back to the spawning grounds. They don't do that. They just do it for a living. It's what they do. They don't know about it, but I don't think they know about it. Hey, I'm going to go upstream because I'm going to make some more babies. I don't think that's the deal. I think it's just instinct, and I like instinct. We've all got it. And there's something about the shape of fish. Like when you go to an aquarium, you see these long, skinny ones, big, fat, bony ones. There's so many different kinds. And they're really kind of a symbol, I think, for that abundance. And in many different religions and cultures, they've always been a symbol. So I think that's part of the attraction, inspiration to the fish, but partly just because they're there. The same old thing over and over again. They're all the same, and they're all different. Just like us. The little strokes I'm doing now are almost like the jaw, almost anatomically, vaguely correct. I just do stuff. Usually I have music cranking, and I don't think. Thinking messes you up. It's just better to do it, just respond. Not that I don't think, I do think once in a while. Usually I think before or think after. But here, just the act of doing it is what really counts. Being there. Being here now. Yeah, Rockland's, and growing up on an island is just rich. Incredibly rich. There's just so much going on. And I tend to notice the natural world. I'm not much of a civilization guy. Especially growing up. We had TV, but that was sort of last resort. At the end of the day, when you've been through all your, like in a snowstorm day, when your pants are all your clothes were soaking wet, then the last resort is you stay around, watch TV. But Nowadays, people live on their screens, all kinds of screens. I've always thought of a screen-free life would be good for kids, for at least a week or something, part of their life to have it screen-free. I like to get out there in the boat. I mean, it's pretty amazing, especially this time of year. I love what happens to water when it gets 32 degrees or below. That's pretty cool. Like I'm building these fish, I'll start with one stroke and then it'll change into something else and something else and something else. It's an organic, it's a live process. And the other part of it, it's a process. The whole deal is a process. Music's going, so again, it's kind of like visual jazz, kind of improv. And rhythms. Rhythms are real important. Rhythms and patterns. The main media I work in are ideas. I have ideas about how amazing it is just to wake up and be on this little blue-green planet, go into a big, deep, dark space, and all the different kind of forms of life. That's a real thesis that I have running through me. And whether it's a form of a fish or seeing the sun light up Rockland Harbor or the mountain or anything, I really like current patterns. That's been a thing in the water and in the sky, the currents that this water makes. And like I said earlier about seeing water freeze, that's so cool, and water moving. I mean, we're all water. That's what I think I like about the fish, is they're very fluid. They're designed to move through water the way birds are designed to move through air. You know, a lot of people talk about, do you really fly high enough to see the curvature of the earth? And I say, yeah, I see the curvature of the earth right here in this room. Because my eyes are round and they're eyeballs. And what's really amazing isn't that you can see the curvature of the earth. What's really amazing is that we have processed straight lines into our brain so much. I love color. I said I like color, but I don't like color. I love color. And the interaction of color. You know, you can pick one of those flat colors out of a tube, and it's one thing, but you put it next to some other color, and it just totally changes everything. And that's pretty cool. I can almost taste the smoked salmon. Association, associative color. Oops. Yeah. There's that belt.